Here we are, we're back, Bedrock Guide, episode 4, and I'm ready to make some furnaces. A couple different furnace systems. But first, I want to do a little experiment to show you guys something that I appreciated when I looked through the comments of the caving episode. So numerous of you are talking about being safe when you're digging straight up, because if you dig straight up, you never know when there's a hidden danger above you. In this case, we have gravel up there. So if I am caving and I happen to knock out, let's say an iron ore, and there's gravel above it, what can happen is that gravel can follow me and it can suffocate me like this. And you gotta be quick to get yourself out. But here's a little tip. You can place a torch down at your feet, because whenever you break a block and there's a torch below it, all of that gravel or sand, it works with sand too, will instantly break. It would work just the same if I was standing there. So pro tip for you guys coming from the community, make sure you place the torch down underneath you if you're digging straight up. And one last thing. I asked you guys in the comment last episode, tell me what to do with my first diamond. We ended up getting 6 diamonds, but you see I only have 5 here. It's because I loved this tip I saw. We can make something both fun and useful, but also save it at the same time by making ourselves a jukebox. And I thought we had a disc that we found when we found that spawner, but I couldn't find the disc. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in here somewhere and I just looked it over. Yes, it is. It's right here. So we have this jukebox right here as a memento of being our first diamond that we ever mined. And if we want to listen to some music, we could pop a music disc in and we could listen to some classic Minecraft music. But that's enough of that, because today we got some stuff to do. We need to make progress in the next meaningful way in our world, which is the fact that we just got all of this ore right here, and it's gonna take a long time to smelt all of that ore. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some out. I think a stack will do the trick for right now. We're gonna put a half stack in here, a half stack in here, and we're gonna split our coal in half, which we do not have a lot of, and we're going to smelt down some of this iron, because we're gonna use this iron to make ourselves a few hoppers. And I'm gonna show you guys a cool way to make smelting your items down a whole lot more simple than having to manually load it into these 2 furnaces right here and then wait for it to come out and sit here and babysit it the whole time. Because I don't know about you, I don't play Minecraft to babysit. I want Minecraft to work for me. Okay, here we are. So we got a stack of iron ready to go. Let's hop over here and let's make ourselves some planks. We can hold down the shift button and click on there, and it made a full stack for us. Nice little shortcut for you. And we're gonna make ourselves all 8 of these chests. I'm gonna make myself a few more planks, because what I wanna do is I'm gonna make myself a quick, easy way to get a lot of cooked potatoes really fast, because that's kind of what we're living off of right now. So if I go to my crafting table, I'm gonna make myself 2 furnaces, and I'm gonna go to the smoker here, and I'm gonna make myself those furnaces into smokers. This is all like temporary stuff right now, right? So let's go ahead, let's place ourselves down a couple of blocks. Let's place down a smoker and a smoker right there, just like that. We could break those temporary blocks below them. We're gonna need a few hoppers, 2, 4, 6, I think 6 hoppers will do it. So let's go down here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hoppers. Let's make ourselves a few more chests. We're gonna need 6 chests. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna place a double chest right here, and we're gonna face hoppers into that. Now you can see the direction the hoppers is facing this way. It's because I was holding down the shift button, the crouch button, to make sure that I did not open the chest when I clicked on it. What's going to happen is these hoppers can take items that come from storage-like containers above them. So that could be another hopper, it could be a chest, or in this case, a furnace does store items in it, and specifically it's going to pull from the slot where the furnace is already done cooking its items. We're going with smokers because smokers will cook food 2 times faster than a regular furnace will. So having 2 smokers would be like having 4 furnaces, which means I can have a much smaller setup here. And we can always swap these out, by the way. If I want to swap these out to blast furnaces or regular furnaces, we can do that too. So next, what else do we want to automate here? Well, we want to automate putting our potatoes in here in the first place. So what we can do is we can place a hopper down and a hopper down, and then we could place a chest. I jumped and held down the crouch button while clicking, so that way I would not open up the hopper like I do right here, right? And then I can hold down the crouch button and click the side of this chest, and bam, I have another double chest. This is your item input. So what's going to be happening is I'm going to put potatoes in here. Potatoes are going to go down into these hoppers, and it's going to go evenly. It's going to take 2 items out at a time. This hopper takes 1, this hopper takes 1. So if I have 30 potatoes in there, then 15 will end up here and 15 will end up here. It'll pull them evenly, which is nice. And then last but not least, we need to put some fuel in here, and we want that fuel to evenly distribute between these 2 as well. So what I can do is I can put down 2 2 hoppers in the back. Any hoppers going into the back or into the side will insert the fuel for us. So again, I can hold down my crouch button here like this. And now anytime I put fuel in here, it will evenly split between these 2 smokers. So let's show you guys the full process. Let's pull ourselves a stack of potatoes out here. And what I can do is I can come over to the back here. I can place the coal in here. You see 2 of it comes out at a time because it is evenly going in. We have 8, we have 8. Now I can go to the top here and I can put these 64 potatoes in here. They're evenly distributing in. So the flow of the whole system, fuel goes in automatically. The thing we're gonna cook goes in automatically and comes out automatically. So we're gonna get our potatoes here at 4 times the speed. And now I don't have to sit and babysit it. Whenever I come over, I could just pop into this chest right here, pull out some potatoes, and I'm good to go. It'll cook all the potatoes for me without me having to do anything extra. So while this is good, if you want to like smelt or cook up small batches of things, this is not going to help us out a whole lot with doing this quickly. Because we got 5 stacks of iron right here, a little bit less than 6.5 stacks of copper. This is going to take a little bit of time to smelt down. So if you have time to wait around, you can sit here, put down a couple blast furnaces, run it through, and 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, it's all done, and that's fine. But maybe you want to go faster. Maybe you're going to cave a whole lot. Maybe you want to turn a whole bunch of sand into glass. Maybe you want to turn a whole bunch of stone into smooth stone. Basically, we want faster, because faster is better. But before we can do faster, I need more fuel. And while I do have plans for a better fuel source in the near future, check out maybe the next episode. For right now, we need coal. So I'm gonna go get some. Okay, we got a few stacks of coal now, but I need to get some more iron made up because we are gonna use a decent amount of iron to make this. This is probably gonna be the most iron efficient way to make yourself a larger like furnace system, but it still uses a little bit. So to like take full advantage here, first of all, I can get our taters because taters are good. Second of all, we're gonna break these smokers. Now, a cool thing about these smokers is they were going through cooking down these potatoes, they were actually making XP. So we can get XP by either taking an item out of the slot if there's an item in the slot, or by breaking it. So you'll see as I break, got ourselves a little bit of experience points there. Not a whole lot. The more you smelt, the more experience points you get, but we did get some. In terms of actually like using your experience points and what good they're for, we will go over that in a later episode. But I'm going to take these 2 blast furnaces, put them right here, and we're going to put, I think, 2 stacks of iron. So we'll go in, we'll drop a couple stacks of iron up here. We probably need a little bit more fuel. So I'm just going to drop a stack of coal in the back right here. And now I'm going to let this thing run so we can get enough iron to make up our new furnace system. All right, now before we can use up all of our iron, I need a little bit more cobblestone because we're going to make ourselves some furnaces. Now, this particular type of system I'm going to build, you can make it whatever size you want. If you want to make it be 4 furnaces, it'd be kind of a waste, but you could do it. If you want to do 8 or 10 or 12, that's a pretty good like smaller size. If you wanted to do 24 or 32 or 64, like you can pick almost any size. I actually have a tutorial on this if you want to go back and check throughout the channel on a direct tutorial for some of what we're about to go over here today. But before we can actually get to doing it, I need a little bit more cobblestone. So I'm going to collect that, and I think we're going to get enough for probably somewhere around about 12 furnaces. Feels like a nice place for me to be. All right, let's make ourselves 10 here. Let's break these 2 down. That gives us 12. We're going to need 3 hoppers for every furnace. So 12 furnaces times 3 carried to 1. Make sure you use the exponents, and that'll get us 36. We need 36 hoppers. Okay, so we have our 36 hoppers. Let's go ahead. Let's place down some like placeholder blocks. We're going to put 12 blocks. Actually, we'll just put our furnaces down. I don't know. We'll go like right here. We're going to place a furnace down. Oh, that's definitely not a furnace. We're going to place our furnace down.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We're going to place our furnace down, and then remember, if you just regular click on a furnace, it's going to pull up the furnace interface. We want to crouch and click, and we're going to place down our 12 furnaces. Okay, furnaces are down. Next, we need a double chest. We're going to put that like right here in the middle. And the reason is because all of our furnaces are going to go to the same double chest. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold down the crouch button. We're going to put a hopper going into the chest here. We could do a second one, do another hopper right there is fine. And then we're going to run all the other hoppers to those hoppers. So you see the little line that's facing over, the arrow is telling me that since this hopper is facing in this direction, you can see because the little like spout on it is facing that way, it is feeding into this hopper, it is bringing them all down. We'll just go into this hopper and then go into the chest. We'll do the same on this side as well. So that'll take all the items out. So just like we did over here, now we need to put items in, right? So we're just gonna face a hopper for our fuel to go in by placing hoppers into the back, and we need to put items that we're going to be smelting into the hoppers as well. So what we'll do is we'll just face down into the hoppers like this. This is all the exact same principles we used earlier, but we have to find a good way to make this automatic. To do that, we're going to make some rails, get some redstone, and we need a little bit of gold too. While we wait for that to smelt, we're going to make 2 mine carts, and actually instead of just regular mine carts, we're going to make them chest mine carts by taking a mine cart which costs 5 iron and then adding a chest to it. So 1 and 2. We're going to take our gold, we're going to take some sticks, and we're going to take some redstone dust, and we're going to make some powered rails. Now let's take some cobbled deep slate. I think we're going to need to come out at least 1 past each of these sides, just like this. If we climb up to this side, we are going to need to put a block up here to stop the minecart. You guys will see that in a moment. And then temporarily here, I need to bring 2 blocks on this side, but we'll end up putting 1 on top here. We're gonna do the same thing over here too. Okay, now let's take our powered rails, of which I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. Did I have a little bit more gold? Okay, while that smelts up, let's go ahead. Let's put a rail here, powered rail here. Let's go rail, rail, powered rail, rail, rail. No, let's just do 1. So we skipped 2, we went 1. We do the same thing from this end. We're gonna go regular rail, powered rail, regular rail, regular rail, powered rail, and then connect these up just like this. All right, we got some more powered rails. If we do this up here, we're gonna place a powered rail, a rail, rail, powered rail. Do the same thing over here, powered rail, 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 powered rail, and connect it together. Now, the reason why I took this thing over the edge like this, if I place this powered rail down, depending on which way your tracks are facing, if you're going in one direction versus the other direction, on Bedrock Edition here, sometimes they'll connect together and it causes a huge headache. So I just always go ahead and I do it that way just to make sure I don't have them temporarily connect together and cause that headache for me. So let's break this one. Let's place this right here. So now you kind of see we have a little bit of a system going. Now, remember I said these are powered rails, that means they need power. So we could do that the easy way. We could put a block right here and a block right here, just like this. And we can even put one right here too, just like that. We need to power those blocks. These ones we're gonna do separately or differently. We need levers. A lever takes a stick and a piece of cobblestone. So let's take 1, 2, 3, let's make 5 levers for now. Let's place a lever here, a lever here, and a lever here. You'll see when I turn that on, that's powered and that's powered. Same thing, powered, 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 powered. Now these ones I want to be able to power separately from each other. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to knock out this block right here. I want to put a lever right here and a lever right here. If I power this one, as you can see, it powers this. It does not power this. If I power this one, it powers that one right there. So that's going to kind of be my on-off switch. And actually, I need to fix one thing right here. We're going to break this. We're going to make a slab. We put the slab right here. Boop. And we're going to put that rail that we lost back down, just like that. Why am I doing this, you may ask? Well, when we take our minecart with the chest, we're going to place one right here. We're going to place one right here. I can reach this one now. I can get to it. If that full block was there, I wouldn't be able to get it. So now we can put our coal in here like this. And then anything we want to smelt, we can put it all in there. Just throw it all in, just like this. Now, if I throw this lever, that minecart's going to go back and forth, back and forth, and it's going to give me an even amount of coal in every single one of these. I'm going to flip this one right here. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to put an even amount of the items I want to smelt in every one of these. And what you'll find is as they smelt, we will now have 12 items coming through here at a time, basically. So we got a boost of 12 right there. We'll wait a few seconds and another boost of 12 will come through. So now we have 12 furnaces working for us semi-automatically. All we have to do is put the items in the chest. Whenever we want the system to be off, All I have to do is I turn that off right there. You can see all my coal's gone, so I can leave that turned off. This one right here, it's still probably unloading some of the materials we have in it. Yes, it is. So we'll let that run for a little while, and then we'll cut that off. And then after waiting a fraction of the time of what something like this would take, we could get all of our smelted items out of here. In the meantime, I'm gonna do some farming. And after some farming, I probably would like to have a backup stack of potatoes cooked up. So we're gonna throw those guys in here. Let's check this out. Let's see if it's emptied out. It has. Awesome. So now you can see we got 19 in each one of these as it's kind of ticking down. And we are getting all of our ores. We can do food. If we wanted to get sand to do glass or anything else that you can smelt, you could throw it all right in here. Super easy. And the bigger you make it, the faster it's going to go and smelt your things. So make this thing accordingly to whatever size you need and how patient you are in having to wait for it. And I decided to spend a little bit of time, just even though this may not stay here permanently, maybe it does, I don't know, but I wanted to decorate it. I wanted to make it look a little good. And that's another piece of advice for you guys. If you have the patience for it, if you like to do it, make your stuff look good. I like the way this looks. It feels a lot better coming up to something like this than just like the bare bones of it that we had before. It's still like the same level of functionality. All I did was I put some trapdoors in front of the hoppers to make it so you don't see them. Just kind of hide that a little bit. And we had some deep slate available, so we used that. I put the tuff up there. I thought it would be kind of like a cool, different, like ceiling-like vibe up there. If I need to get to, I can't get to that. Hold on. There we go. Problem solved. So now I can pop this open. I can still get to this minecart chest back there. Obviously, this one's easy to get to, and I'm loving it. It's looking good for just like a little like starter thing to look at whenever we need to come and pick up our smelted items. Very happy. Now I'm curious your thought. What things do you do? Can we get rid of the shield? Seriously? What things do you do in the early game to help you progress through the rest of the game? Because that's one of the things that I want to focus on in this series. Whereas in the previous series, we always did things ultra slow, and we still will to an extent. We have a lot of little game mechanics and things to go over that can help out in an early game that we need to go through. But at the same time, for this to be a proper guide, you kind of have to know what things can I do early in the game, like this, like these things over here to help you progress through the game a little bit faster. So we're going to continue to do that on top of hitting all the little bits and pieces as well. So let me know down in the comment section below, what little things, like automatic things, do you like to do super early in your world to help make getting through the early game of Minecraft a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. As far as us here today, we're all done. In the next episode, we may just do a lava bucket farm because we need a good fuel source for that thing back there, and we don't have one right now, and it sounds like a lot of fun to me. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you click that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being here through the whole video. If you'd like to become a more integral part of the Proud community, make sure you check out the membership section by clicking the join button down below, and check out the different membership tiers so you get access to my servers, special access to Discord, and more. Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate it, and let's roll those credits. Bye.